We have been reporting about what happened to Jimmy Hoffa on Fox Nation, which has uncovered clues that authorities are pursuing, Sandra.
And now, John, comes word that the FBI is reportedly investigating a new tip in their search for the missing Teamsters president, focusing on a golf course on an island off the coast of Georgia. Eric Shawn has more on this live from New York City for us. Eric.
Well, hi, Sandra and John. Jimmy Hoffa disappeared from a restaurant parking lot in Detroit on July 30th, 1975. It was thought he was on his way to a meeting to make peace with the notorious mobster from New Jersey. Well, in the 46 years since, the FBI has continued to investigate this case. It takes it seriously, and the Bureau has conducted several high-profile digs for Hoffa's remains through the years, mostly in Michigan. But now comes a new tip with a twist.
The hole where I believe Hoffa remains are is over in the middle of the course on one of those holes.
The newest tip about the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa comes with a southern drawl.
Can you imagine the mafia having a lawyer named Bubba?
Reginald Hopp Jr., known to all as Bubba, is an 80-year-old former attorney in Savannah, Georgia. He says Jimmy Hoffa is buried under a hole at the old Savannah Resort and Golf Club on Wilmington Island, the most unlikely of places, one would think, at least at first glance.
It was so out of the way, and it was ridiculous that he would be brought here to Savannah, Georgia. It made this the perfect place. Bring him here where they can keep an eye on him. They can't go to New Jersey on mafia property and keep an eye on anybody. They did not want to let Hoffa go, and they didn't want anybody to find him.
Bubba has known both sides of the law. He served time for securities fraud and was the longtime lawyer for Beefy Lou Rosanova, also known as Lou the Tailor, back in Chicago, where the feds say he was a top member of the mafia, though he denied it. Bubba said Rosanova was sent by Chicago to oversee the resort, owned for a time by the Teamsters, and he helped hide Hoffa's body.
Lou came to the office. 2 FBI agents from Savannah interviewed him, and I was there. And they suspected Lou was involved.
Bubba is writing a book called Mob Island about the resort where the mobsters and Southern gentility would make for an unusual mix.
If there was a problem between the New York family and the Chicago family, they would have a sit-down. And this was the place. And it was, they couldn't be under surveillance. This was perfect.
The island had its own private dirt airstrip, and Bubba says one night shortly after Hoffa vanished in 1975, a twin-engine Beechcraft King Air, like this one, landed with a large package that in it, the mobsters boasted, were Hoffa's remains.
The package was flown in here from Detroit. The plane was a King Air. He flew in, and him and this other guy went to the thing, and they had lifted something of what he called, we brought the package. They would probably locate him where nobody would even suspect, and it was controlled by the Teamsters, the property was. And you don't go around digging up a golf course.
When the mobsters and Teamsters would play through, Bubba says, one peculiar habit stood out.
That's not ordinary golf etiquette. And I asked him, what is so special that everybody that we're playing with that comes from Chicago and the Teamsters, they urinate at this hole. And that's when he told me, he said, I never had this conversation with you, but you're looking where Jimmy Hoffa was buried.
Well, the FBI won't confirm that it has interviewed Mr. Hoffa or that its agents have been at the golf course, as locals claim. But the Bureau does say the Hoffa investigation is ongoing, that the FBI is committed to finding him and solving the case, and the Bureau says it will pursue any credible information that comes its way. John?
And the golf course is not the only investigation that's going on, though, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Authorities, I'm told, are pursuing a tip from our series on Fox Nation, Riddle, the search for James R. Hoffa. This has to do with the site in New Jersey and Jersey City. The FBI was told in 1975 that Hoffa was probably buried at a toxic waste dump. So we went to the site right next to it under the Pulaski Skyway. That's where Frank Coppola told us his father Buried Hoffa. Frank took Hoffa expert Dan Moldea there. We took ground penetrating radar. You see what's on the screen. See those round lines where the technician tells us that we found large pieces of metal, like barrels, buried under the ground, exactly where Frank Coppola says that his father buried Jimmy Hoffa, in a barrel. So this seems to completely corroborate Frank Coppola's claims. It is being investigated now. We'll see if there is a potential dig by law enforcement at that site. It's not that big, John, like 200 feet by 200 feet, so it should be fairly easy, one would think, to see if those are barrels buried under there and if there is any human remains, whether it's Jimmy Hoffa or the missing mobster that they were looking for back in 1975.
I've never seen one person buried in so many places, Eric. He's in Michigan. No, he's in New Jersey. No, he's in Georgia. Tell you, an intriguing series you got. Thanks for bringing it to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, right, John. Thank you.